So you have a lot of cotton and wool sitting around your farm, and you want to know if investing in a spinnery is worth it? Let's go find out. If you enjoyed today's video, make sure to hit like, subscribe, and turn on your notifications. How's it going, everybody? Driver53 here, and today we are going to take a look at the large and the small spinneries here for Farming Simulator 25. We're going to take a look and see which one is best for making your fabric for your clothes, and if these things are even worth the investment, because they're not cheap. Let's go and take a look here at the spreadsheet. The first two columns you see are the input and the price of that input. And by price, I mean the sell price. So you've got wool and cotton, and there you can see that the wool is about $36.38 and the cotton is about $4,100. Now, these prices that you're seeing here on the screen, this is the peak easy input sell price. And what I mean by that is you're not going to sell your products at rock bottom dollar. You're going to sell it when it's the most profitable. So that's the value that we're giving these crops right here. And the economic factor, that is, if you look in the menu, you'll be able to see that that's roughly about the peak that you're seeing there on the chart. It may be a little bit more, maybe a little bit less, but per the XMLs, this is roughly about what that estimated peak price is going to be. If you're playing on normal economy, the values that you're going to see on your gameplay is going to be 60% of these values right here. And if you're playing on hard, it's going to be 33%. The next two columns that you see here are the input quantity per cycle and the input value per cycle. So you can see here that you're only going to need 3 wool per every single recipe. And then the input value of that is $10.91. That's how much it is worth. Cotton, you got 9 and it's worth $37.52. The next two columns that you see here are the output and the sell price of that. So fabric is what we're going to make, and it's $15,480 at its peak on easy economy. The next two columns here are the output quantity per cycle and the output value per that cycle. So for wool, you're only going to get 1 output of fabric, and for cotton, you're going to get 3 outputs, and that's going to be $15.48 and $46.44. So it doesn't matter which product you put in here, wool or cotton, it's going to reduce it by 1/3 whenever you go to make your fabric. The next two columns here are the cycles per month and the production cost of each one of those months of production. For wool, you've got 1,440 cycles, and cotton, they've upped it to 2,400. The next column here is going to show you how much revenue you're going to be able to generate by having a full production of these items. So for wool, you're going to have $22,171 roughly revenue. That's how much everything is going to be worth whenever you get done making it all in a month. And for cotton, it's $111,336. Now, that may seem like a very big number, and that's a lot of revenue. But take a look here at this next column. The base value of that cotton was roughly about $90,000. So you didn't really make a whole lot of money. And that's where this next column right here comes in. As you can see, the additional revenue by month for running it through a production is only about $21,000 on cotton. And for wool, you're going to make about $6,500 more. And to clarify this column just a little bit more, what I mean by that is that if you were to sell your wool and your cotton straight up, the amount that you would run in a production for 1 month would be $15,716 for your wool and about $90,050 for your cotton. But your output value for the fabric that you made in that same amount of material was $22,000 for your wool and $111,000 for your cotton. So the difference there is $64.55 and $21,286. So you only gained an additional, this column right here, by running it through the production. But even with all that additional revenue, how long does it take to pay off one of these facilities? Well, it's $180,000 to put down a large spinnery, but only $36,000 to put down one of the small ones. And as you can see right here, the payoff in months is 8.1 if you're only running wool, but cotton, it's very quick at 1.6. You're going to be able to make your money back really, really quickly. Now, it's going to take a lot of product to be able to actually keep this thing full the entire time. And that's another thing to consider, because you're going to have to determine which one of these recipes you want to run full time, because it is a divided production. What that means that if you turn on your cotton recipe, it's going to be able to process all of that cotton 100%, just like the recipe shows. But if you then turn on your wool recipe, your cotton is going to be cut in half, and your wool is only going to produce at half as well. So you may want to switch on and off. And how much product is it going to take to keep a spinnery busy for an entire month? Well, for cotton, it's going to be 21,600 liters. And for wool, it's 4,320. I got a feeling that's a lot of sheep that you're going to need on your farm to keep that busy. So it might be good just to shut that recipe off whenever you're not using it and kick in your cotton and let that thing just make all your money for you. Well, it's looking like cotton is going to be the most profitable production, and that's just based off all the testing that I've done so far. I still have a few more of these to go, but you might want to go ahead and warm up that cotton picker. Well, that's going to be it for today, everybody. If you enjoyed the video, go ahead and give it a like if you would. Make sure to hit subscribe and turn on your notifications to keep up to date on my future videos. While you're waiting on those future videos, go and check out one of these two right here. Have a great day, night, evening, everybody. Until next time, this is Driver53 signing off.